In America, before the 1920s, it was a more rural and less industrialized nation. Soon enough, America's eyes were opened to the new way of life from agriculture to industry. The 1920s was a time when America made major social, political, and economical transformations.
Politics in the 1920s were machine prevalent, had social schisms, and was pro-business. President Harding was chosen through the machine system when President Harding allowed machine graft to prevail, such as in the Veterans Bureau and in the illustrated Teapot Dome scandal. Social schisms were in feminism, on the Equal Rights Amendment, pushing for job rights equality between men and women. Immigration restriction was prevalent throughout the 1920s because of anti-Catholic and lower employment sentiment, but allowed Western Hemisphere countries to move about, resulting in 500,000 Mexicans moving into the United States. Prohibition was placed in effect in 1919, and throughout the 1920s and 1930s, America regretted the act as bootlegging, bribery, or corruption, and violent organized crime became prevalent throughout the country. When Harding died in February of 1923, Calvin entered a small government state and new era business model, reducing federal spending, taxes, blocking various initiatives to protect business interests. Herbert Hoover wins the election in 1929, asserts the U.S. should be an associative state with corporations. By the end of the 1920s, all three presidents promoted business enough to bring corporate power to what it is today, uneven.
Prosperity filled the air in the 1920s. Technological advancements like replacing steam with electricity and oil helped boost the economy. Mass productions of cars and other products led to mass consumption. Also, it was a great time to be middle class. Workers' wages went up 20% at this time, so they would be able to buy more products. However, not the entire nation was prosperous. Agriculture faced depression because of a worldwide surplus caused by World War I. Food prices dropped and farmers didn't earn much money.
Prohibition went into effect in 1999 by the 18th Amendment. The results of Prohibition were a dip in alcohol sales but a rise in organized crime and bootleg liquor. Women got the right to vote in the 19th Amendment. But sexist views and actions are still very commonplace. During this time, feminists split into two major groups, but each had their own ideas of feminism. One group wanted to pass a bill that made women and men equal in all ways of thinking. The other group wanted to place protective laws on women laborers and other jobs that women held. The Ku Klux Klan regained popularity with Southern and Midwestern people in the 1920s. The Klan had 3 million members by 1924. The Klan was still racist against black people, but had added new groups to the list, such as Jewish and Catholics, and occasionally a drunk or sexual promiscuous Protestant. The Klan lost popularity in 1925 when it was found out that its Indiana leader, Grand Dragon David C. Stephan, got drunk and raped women on a train. The Great Migration was spurred on by World War I. Hundreds of slums popped up in all of the major cities: Harlem, Chicago, Kansas City, Detroit, Pittsburgh, to name a few. This migration caused a lot of racial tension as black people moved into white communities and took jobs held by white people.
The social, political, and economical transformations turned America completely around, headed in a new direction for success and expansion. America's transformation in the 1920s changed the way it would work as a nation forever.